Before you can conquer the world, you must first conquer your own mind. Too often, we underestimate the power we carry within us, forgetting that the greatest battles are not fought with fists, money, or status. They are fought with thoughts, decisions, and discipline. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but like any weapon, if it's left untrained, it becomes dangerous, fragile, and useless. Imagine standing on a battlefield with a dull blade. No matter how brave you are, you will not last long. The same is true with life. Without training your mind, you will be defeated by distractions, crushed by challenges, and broken by emotions. But if you sharpen it, if you focus it, if you strengthen it every single day, then there is nothing, no failure, no rejection, no setback that can stop you. This speech is not just about motivation, it's about preparation. It's about showing you how discipline, focus, resilience, knowledge, emotional control, and action can transform you into someone unstoppable. If you truly listen, if you let these words sink deep into your spirit, you will not walk away the same. You will walk away sharper, stronger, and ready to take on life with a weapon no one can take from you, your trained mind. Stay with me until the very end, because the words you are about to hear may be the reminder you need, the push you've been waiting for, and the spark that changes the course of your journey forever. Discipline is the sharpening stone of the mind, because without it, potential remains hidden and raw, never truly reaching the form it was meant to take. Just like a sword cannot cut through anything until it is sharpened, the human mind cannot cut through distractions, challenges, or obstacles unless it has been disciplined through effort, consistency, and daily training. Discipline is not a momentary choice, it is a repeated decision, made day after day, even when the body is tired, when the world feels heavy, and when the easiest option is to quit. It is the force that transforms ordinary habits into extraordinary results. When you practice discipline, you are essentially commanding your mind to listen, to obey, and to follow through with what you know needs to be done. An undisciplined mind may be full of dreams and ambition, but it will never bring those dreams into reality because it lacks the strength to execute them. Discipline is not about perfection, it is about persistence. Every time you wake up early when you want to sleep in, every time you work when your emotions tell you to stop, you are sharpening your mind. You are conditioning it to act according to your vision, not according to your feelings. And the more you practice this, the sharper the edge becomes. A disciplined mind becomes immune to laziness, resistant to procrastination, and unstoppable in the face of setbacks. It does not mean you will never fail, but it means failure will never break you because you have trained your mind to keep pushing forward. Think about any champion, any leader, any individual who has achieved greatness. Behind every success story is a foundation built on discipline. They did not wake up one morning at the peak of their craft. They arrived there after sharpening their mind daily against resistance, rejection, and doubt. And discipline is the habit of saying yes to what moves you forward and no to what holds you back. It demands sacrifice, it demands focus, and it demands consistency. Without discipline, your mind is like a blade left to rust, capable of greatness but wasted in neglect. With discipline, your mind becomes a weapon, sharp, precise, and powerful enough to carve a path through any obstacle that dares to stand in your way. Focus is your aiming power, because even the sharpest weapon is useless if it is not directed toward a target. The mind can be filled with discipline, strength, and potential, but without focus, it wastes energy chasing too many directions at once. Focus is what channels all that inner strength into a single beam, like sunlight through a magnifying glass, powerful enough to ignite fire. Without it, the mind becomes scattered, distracted by noise, overwhelmed by options, and consumed by confusion. Focus is the ability to cut through the chaos and say, "This is what matters. This is where my energy belongs. This is the goal I am aiming at." When you master focus, you stop pouring your energy into things that do not move you forward, and you begin to invest your time, thoughts, and actions into what truly aligns with your purpose. The greatest danger of a distracted mind is not failure. It is wasted potential. A distracted person may work hard, may even push with effort, but because their energy is divided, their results never match the level of sacrifice they are giving. Focus corrects this imbalance. It allows you to work with clarity, to direct every ounce of energy toward the outcome you desire, and to ignore the temptations that lead you astray. In a world full of distractions, focus is not natural, it must be trained. It comes from discipline, but it also comes from learning how to guard your attention like it is your most valuable possession. Because it is. Your attention decides your future. Whatever you repeatedly give your attention to, you become. If your focus is on excuses, you become weak. If your focus is on growth, you become strong. Focus also creates peace. A mind that is scattered feels overwhelmed, always chasing 10 things and finishing none. But a focused mind feels lighter because it knows exactly what it is aiming. This sense of direction removes confusion and builds confidence. When you wake up each day knowing your target, your actions become aligned, and success becomes a matter of time, not chance. Every champion, every master, every achiever understood the power of focus. They didn't let noise, opinions, or distractions dictate their path. They chose their target, aimed with intention, and stayed locked in until they hit it. Focus is your mind's aiming power, and without it, even the sharpest weapon will never find its mark. Resilience makes your mind unbreakable, because no matter how much knowledge, discipline, or focus you have, life will always test you with obstacles you never saw coming. Challenges are not signs of weakness. They are opportunities to measure the strength of your mind. A trained mind does not crumble under pressure, it grows stronger through it. Resilience is the ability to take a hit and still keep moving forward, to fall down and rise again with even greater determination. It is not about avoiding pain, failure, or rejection, but about enduring them without losing your vision. Life will knock at the door of your willpower over and over, and resilience is what allows you to open that door and say, I will not break, I will not quit, I will not surrender. The truth is that everyone gets tested. There is no success story without setbacks, no victory without a struggle. The difference between those who reach their goals and those who give up is resilience. When your mind has been trained to see difficulties as lessons, every failure becomes a stepping stone, every disappointment becomes fuel, and every challenge becomes a chance to grow. Without resilience, the mind becomes fragile, collapsing at the first sign of resistance. With resilience, the mind becomes like steel, bent but never broken, shaped but never destroyed. Resilience also protects your vision from the weight of negativity. People will doubt you, criticize you, or even try to stop you, but resilience keeps you standing when others expect you to fall. It creates a shield against fear and doubt, reminding you that storms are temporary, but your strength is permanent if you refuse to give in. A resilient mind does not ask for an easy path. It asks for the strength to walk the hard one. It accepts that struggle is part of the process and that setbacks are proof you are moving. When you build resilience, your confidence grows because you no longer fear failure the same way. You begin to trust yourself, knowing that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you will always rise. That kind of belief makes you unstoppable. Resilience turns pain into power, rejection into redirection, and struggle into strength. It is the reason why some people never give up, no matter how many obstacles stand in their way. A resilient mind is truly unbreakable. And with it, you can endure anything and still push toward greatness. Knowledge loads your weapon, because a sharp, focused, and resilient mind without wisdom is like a gun with no bullets, powerful in appearance but powerless in action. Training the mind requires feeding it with the right information, lessons, and truths that can be applied in real life. Knowledge is the substance that transforms potential into progress. Every page you read, every lesson you learn, every experience you reflect on is another round loaded into your weapon, giving you the ability to face the challenges of life with strategy instead of guesswork. Without knowledge, strength can become reckless and passion can become wasted energy. But with knowledge, every move has purpose, every action has meaning, and every effort has direction. The power of knowledge is not just in collecting information, but in applying it. Many people hear wisdom, but few use it. A mind trained with knowledge understands that learning never stops, that every day brings an opportunity to sharpen understanding, and that wisdom is not gained in comfort, but through curiosity and awareness. Knowledge equips you with perspective, allowing you to see challenges from angles others cannot, to anticipate consequences, and to make decisions that create growth rather than destruction. Knowledge also builds confidence. When your mind is filled with understanding, doubt has less room to live. Fear often comes from ignorance, from not knowing what to do or how to respond. But when you carry knowledge, you carry answers, and those answers become the foundation of courage. With every bit of wisdom you gain, your weapon becomes more powerful, more precise, and more effective. History has shown that the strongest warriors are not just those with muscle or resilience, but those with intelligence. Brute force may win a battle, but wisdom wins wars. Life is the same way. Knowledge allows you to see beyond the immediate struggle and recognize the long-term path. It prevents you from wasting time on meaningless fights and directs you toward battles that truly matter. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every act of leadership has been guided by knowledge. The mind that refuses to learn remains empty, but the mind that hungers for knowledge becomes unstoppable. When you load your mind with wisdom, you are preparing yourself not just to face life, but to conquer it with strategy, clarity, and power. Knowledge is the ammunition that makes your mind's weapon truly effective. Control over emotions is mastery, because no matter how disciplined, focused, resilient, or knowledgeable you are, if your emotions control you, your mind loses its power. A weapon in the hands of someone who cannot control it is dangerous, not just to others, but to themselves. In the same way, a sharp mind without emotional control can turn destructive, wasting energy on anger, jealousy, fear, or impulsive decisions. Mastery begins when you decide that emotions will not dictate your actions, but rather your vision and principles will. Emotions are real, and they cannot be denied, but they can be managed, and the mind that learns to manage emotions becomes unstoppable. Emotional control does not mean you never feel anger, fear, sadness, or doubt. It means you do not allow those emotions to make your decisions for you. It is the ability to pause in the heat of the moment, to step back when everything inside you wants to react, and to choose clarity instead of chaos. They are not those who never get hurt, but those who refuse to let pain dictate their future. When emotions rule, discipline fades, focus scatters, resilience weakens, and knowledge gets ignored. But when the mind rules over emotions, every other strength is magnified. Emotional control keeps you steady under pressure, calm in conflict, and clear in uncertainty. It allows you to channel your energy toward growth instead of wasting it in battles that don't matter. One of the greatest powers of emotional control is patience. Patience. Many people fail not because they lack talent or knowledge, but because they cannot wait. They cannot endure discomfort, and they let frustration lead them to quit too early. A trained mind understands that emotions are temporary, but choices are permanent, and that every decision must be made with a long-term vision in mind. True mastery is when you can feel deeply but act wisely. When anger comes, you use it as fuel, not destruction. When fear comes, you use it as awareness, not paralysis. When doubt comes, you replace it with belief. Control over emotions is mastery, because it transforms a powerful mind into a wise one, making your weapon not only sharp and strong, but also precise and effective in every situation. Action proves the training, because no matter how disciplined, focused, resilient, knowledgeable, or emotionally controlled your mind becomes, it all remains theory until it is put into motion. A weapon that is never used in battle is nothing more than decoration. And in the same way, a trained mind that never acts is wasted potential. Action is the evidence that your training is real, the demonstration that your preparation was not in vain. Dreams and visions may inspire you, but only action transforms them into reality. Without action, the mind becomes comfortable with imagining success instead of experiencing it. Action forces you to test your discipline, to aim your focus, to rely on your resilience, to apply your knowledge, and to master your emotions in the heat of real challenges. Action is also the great equalizer. Many people think, plan, and prepare, but only those who take consistent steps move forward. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is rarely intelligence or talent. It is the willingness to act even when conditions are not perfect. Waiting for the perfect moment is an illusion, because there will always be doubts, obstacles, and reasons to delay. Action is the courage to step forward anyway, to take the first swing, to make the first move, and to trust that progress will come through movement, not hesitation. Every action builds momentum. Even small steps, when repeated daily, sharpen the mind further and bring you closer to your goals. Action is not about doing everything at once, but about doing something consistently. Each choice you make, each task you complete, each challenge you face adds to the strength of your weapon. It is through action that you discover your weaknesses, refine your skills, and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you once believed. Action also separates talkers from doers and stress. Anyone can speak about discipline, focus, resilience, knowledge, and emotional control, but only action validates it. Your results will never lie. They reflect the training of your mind through the choices you make and the work you put in. Action gives life to potential and turns theory into testimony. It is the final step that makes all the other qualities matter. A trained mind without action is silent, but a trained mind with action becomes a force that creates change, builds legacy, and leaves an impact that can never be erased. The mind is the greatest weapon you will ever possess, but like any weapon, it is useless if left untrained. Discipline sharpens it, focus directs it, resilience strengthens it, knowledge loads it, emotional control steadies it, and action proves it. Together, these qualities transform your mind from a simple tool into a force that can break barriers, silence doubt, and carve out the life you were meant to live. Life will challenge you, distract you, and test you, but if you keep your mind trained, no obstacle can defeat you. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is not luck, not talent, but the power of a trained mind put into motion. Your future, your success, your destiny, it all depends on how you choose to prepare and how you choose to act. So train your mind every single day. Treat it as the weapon it is meant to be, and when the time comes to fight for your goals, you will not only be ready, you will be unstoppable. Thank you for giving your time and energy to listen to these words. I believe in your strength, I believe in your growth, and I believe in the greatness that lies ahead of you. Good luck on your journey, stay disciplined, stay focused, and never forget, the most powerful weapon you have is already within you. Now go and use it.